We finally have Anaxa's full kit, and it's looking insane. This Wind Erudition character isn't just another AoE damage dealer. He might completely change how we approach weakness breaking in Honkai Star Rail. Let's break it all down. Oh, and if you want to stay updated on every upcoming Honkai Star Rail leak, make sure to subscribe. Anaxa's entire kit revolves around manipulating enemy weaknesses, something that was previously only possible with Silver Wolf. But there's a huge difference. While Silver Wolf's weakness implant is single target, Anaxa does it on a massive scale. He can apply weaknesses across multiple enemies at once, making him the first character to introduce AoE weakness manipulation. This means teams that rely on weakness breaking can now function even in content where enemies resist their elements. His basic attack is straightforward, dealing wind DMG to a single target. But his skill is where things get interesting. It hits a primary enemy and then deals multiple extra hits to random enemies, prioritizing those that haven't been hit yet. This spread effect makes him incredible at distributing damage evenly across a group. Now, his ultimate is what makes him truly unique. It applies a new debuff called forcing all enemies to become weak to every element for one turn. This is huge. It means any team, no matter the elements they run, can trigger weakness breaks effortlessly. And after applying the debuff, his ultimate follows up with a strong AoE wind attack, but his talent is what pushes him into a completely new role. Every time Anaxa attacks with his basic skill or ultimate, he has a 100% chance to apply a random weakness to the enemy, prioritizing ones they don't already have. Once an enemy has 5 or more weaknesses, they enter the plus state, and this is where things get crazy. Enemies in the pluses state take increased damage from Anaxa, and when he attacks them with his basic or skill, he triggers a bonus skill attack, completely free, without using any skill points. This means his damage output scales naturally as he applies more weaknesses, making him a perfect pick for any team that wants to dominate the weakness break system. And speaking of teams, Anaxa has some really strong synergies. His best teammates include the Herta and Tribbie. The Herta benefits massively from Anaxa's frequent AoE attacks, allowing her to attack and get energy more consistently. Tribbie, being a harmony unit, takes advantage of the skill spam and deals even more AoE damage. Together, they form a team that constantly cycles through weakness breaks and fast attacks, dealing massive damage without worrying about enemy resistances. But here's the crazy part. Anaxa might completely replace characters like Serval and Jade in the Herta teams. These teams rely on consistently triggering AoE attacks, and right now, that's done by bringing characters who either spam Fue or ultimate. Serval's low energy ensures enemies take consistent hits, while Jade deals frequent Fues thanks to Debt Collector. But Anaxa does something even more valuable. He uses his skill twice in a turn and spam ultimate attacks, doing Serval and Jade's job together in one kit. This means that instead of relying on a secondary sub-DPS like Serval or Jade, the Herta, teams can now run a second dedicated Erudition DPS Anaxa. Since Anaxa himself is an Erudition unit, he also benefits from the Herta's buffs, making the entire team stronger overall. Now, let's talk about his traces, because they make him even better. He gains bonus crit DMG, and if there are multiple Erudition units in the team, he provides a team-wide damage boost. He regenerates energy at the start of his turn, and he even ignores enemy def based on how many weaknesses they have. His technique is also crazy. Before a fight, it pre-applies the plus status to all enemies in a certain area. If he starts combat this way, all enemies instantly gain wind weakness at the start of the battle. That means he can guarantee weakness breaks even on enemies that normally resist wind. And then we have his Eidolons. E1 makes his skill restore skill points and reduces enemy def. E2 increases his skill's hit count and boosts his speed after using his ultimate. E4 stacks ATK buffs every time he uses his skill. E6 straight up increases the damage of his basic, skill, and ultimate. And let's not forget his signature light cone. It boosts his crit rate and makes enemies take extra damage whenever he applies weakness to them. On top of that, he regenerates energy at the start of each wave, ensuring he can cycle his ultimate faster. So, is Anaxa a must-pull? His ability to manipulate weaknesses is something no other character has ever done before at this scale. And, if his numbers are strong, he could be a game changer for teams that focus on weakness break. What do you think? Will Anaxa be meta-defining, or will his impact be more niche? Let me know in the comments. And if more leaks drop, I'll keep you updated, so make sure to subscribe and check back for the latest Honkai Star Rail news.